because I mean, people love to ask you, what are you? What are you not?
We're not racist. And we are not funded by AfriForum or any right-wingers, for the matter. As a matter of fact, we're not funded by anyone.
Except ourselves.
We're funded by ourselves. You know, we drove down here in my car, which has become the Gatvol Capetonian car. It's petrol out of my personal budget, and if it's not my budget, it's other people's budgets, where each person will collectively put money into their own pocket, or take money out of their own pocket, and contribute towards us getting to where we need to go. We don't run around asking the community for money.
Never.
We don't ever do that. We do have our bank details up on our website, on our webpage, and we might post it on our Facebook page for people to peruse at their leisure, but you don't ever find us making videos and sending out voice notes over WhatsApp asking for money. We don't do that. Because we believe if you have got a job to do or something to say, just go and do it. Go and say it. Don't be trying to dig into other people's pockets, especially during tough financial times such as this. So no, we are not beggars, and we are not trying to be television preachers or television evangelists neither, that's speaking about, you know, give to our community and give to our organization and God will bless you. We don't sell lies.
I'll tell you what we're not. We're not apologetic. That's what we're not. And we're not against anyone.
Yeah.
And we're not in this for profit. What we are is pro-Cape Flats, pro-minority, with a heavy brown slant.
Yeah.
Okay. My deputy chairperson is black. Surprisingly. I mean, it's going to surprise a whole lot of people. But he's black.
And from the Eastern Cape.
And he's from the Eastern Cape. And he's about to get married to a girl from Cape Town. And he says that what's being done to you guys, it's wrong. Yeah. He also says, I'm marrying a colored girl from Grassy Park, so you can't send me home. And this is our joke.
That's true. We can't deport you.
But we love you. We
love you to pieces, real. Love you to pieces.
If a man from the Eastern Cape can see the injustice being perpetrated against our people, then I'm not going to start apologizing for it.
Fair enough, fair enough. I'm going to freestyle. So
we love a good freestyle.
What was I going to say now? So that idea then, because I mean that's something that has been circulating a lot, the whole idea that colored people have been left out of the narrative. It's always been a black or white thing. So with that, do you feel that black people have had an insensitivity towards the plight of colored people?
A definite yes. A definite yes. But you know what? I can't be able to say this, but let me play devil's advocate very, very quickly. Speaking on behalf of the black community.
You can't.
Politically, no. Politically. Not culturally, politically. Black people, alongside colored people, and whites and Indians, fought to free South Africa from the bondages of apartheid. 1994 comes. ANC wins a landslide victory in every province except Western Cape.
I still don't believe that.
The National Party, the architects of apartheid, they win a landslide victory
I still don't believe
in the Western Cape. The home of Ashley Creel and Pedro Page. Even with the power of the UDF and the martyrdom of Ashley Creel, those two combined facts and forces were nowhere near enough to sway the average colored person in the Western Cape to vote for the ANC. The ANC was shocked.
I was shocked.
I mean, they were beyond shocked.
I was beyond shocked.
So black people right across the country now knew something without a doubt. that there's a certain part of this country that sent a very clear and distinct message to the rest of South Africa saying, we don't want to integrate. And that message came from the voice and the mouths of colored people. Not white people, not black people, not Indian people in the Western Cape. Colored Western Capers and colored Capetonians were the ones that said, we don't want integration. We want things to continue the way it has been in the days of our parents, the days of our grandparents, the days of our great-grandparents, and all the way back. That's why even now, black people will tell you that come from other provinces that the Western Cape is completely un-African. There was a young lady that worked at Old Mutual, Tiny is the nickname, Can't get to say, a very, very beautiful Tsonga lady. Wonderful career woman, and is getting ready to write her exam to become a chartered accountant sometime soon this year. She packed up and left the world of asset management in the Western Cape, which is the home of asset management for the country. Went back to Johannesburg, went back to Gauteng, because she said she did not have the fight in her to help make the Western Cape become a more integrated part of South Africa, an integrated society. She packed up and went back home because she couldn't deal with the racism out here anymore. She couldn't deal with the fact that she felt like a minority in her own country. Now I get that. I really do get that. So when I say I can speak on behalf of black people in that context, I understand what they are saying. And that is why I actually understand why black people, especially outside the Western Cape, have taken the stance they have towards colored to see us as lesser Africans than themselves. Well, dogs also is about Kaya. What's his name?
Who gives a shit?
Oh yeah, who gives a shit? Oh, there we go.
If I may, I understand the fight. A homeless man is a homeless man, irrespective of his color.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna get cold as much as I'm gonna get cold, as much as his light skin is gonna get cold and wet. So, if a black man needs a house, I understand the desperation. I mean, I'm not going to pack up my family and just move, or pack up and leave my family and just move thousands of kilometers away for uncertainty. But promises have been made. But these promises have been made on our backs.
Yeah.
And I think that's insensitive. I mean, we've got grandmothers living in backyards, in squalor. Nobody gives a crap. Yeah? I feel, you being from KZN, let me throw this at you. Let's say 2 million people from the Eastern Cape packed up today and moved into KZN. Once they get there, they start closing roads, start burning buildings, technicons, colleges, buses for jobs, work, sanitation, electricity. All of them basic human rights, but they're taken from you. You and I both know, as militant as the Zulu people are, what the aftermath would be. But, irrespective of the segregation in Cape Town, they can say what they like about the Cape Plus. We are the most open and accepting people in all of South Africa.
Yeah.
We've never shown racism. You know, in the 90s, he was a school teacher, I forget his first name, Mr. Adams. He bought a house in Kalicha. People of Kalicha hated him. He ended up losing his house. It never made the newspaper. They said they didn't want colours in Kalicha. Take a walk into Mitchell's Plain, you will find Indians, whites, blacks, living amongst us. There's never been an incident reported where we said, yay, you don't belong here. We don't want you here. We don't want your culture here. This is who we are. Open and accept. You know, we're the type of people if I make pancakes, I'll ask him for fish oil, and when I'm done making the pancakes, I'll send him a few of the pancakes that I made. This is our culture. And this is the culture that's not being respected. You see, the effort to Africanize the Western Cape as if we are not African enough is what we find hurtful. If you had been in Cape Town 20 years ago and taken a walk through Cape Town today, you would not recognize the place. The whole Fiora with the airport, Winnie Madikizela Mandela Airport. Don't we have enough Cape Townian heroes? Doesn't PE have an airport they could have named after her? Don't we have Dula Umar?
Yeah.
Ashley Kriel? Imam Harun, just to name a few. It's as if we don't exist, as if our history shouldn't exist. You know, at this rate, 100 years from now, the history books will read, and the descendants of the Khoi and the Sun used to live here. We have a right to live here. We have a right to be remembered. Shaka has an airport named after him in KZN. Because he's from KZN.
Yeah.
Because he's historically significant to KZN. Can't we apply the same rules to Cape Town? Is this not our home province as well? So the call for an independent Cape is a desperate call. Because it's the only call. Because the agenda is clear. And no one's arguing about it. You see, everything we've said thus far, nobody has said, but that's not what the plan is. Not one. We've got WhatsApp messages. This is Patrice Jacobs.
Patrice Jacobs is ANC.
And what's the other idiot's name?
Ibrahim Rasool.
No, not Rasool. That's the other idiot.
Yeah, he's the other idiot. Yes.
At any rate, the WhatsApp messages are saying that we need to use these land invasions to our advantage.
Oh.
That's a political ploy. You see, people's lives mean nothing.
Cameron
Dugwall. Poor black lives mean nothing to the ANC, to the EFF, to the DA. It's all about politics and benefit. Now with the ANC telling people to pack up and come to Cape